1956, the House approved the request of Muhammad Hatta. After retreating from his post, he and his family moved home from the road of the Free Trade Sold 13 to Diponegoro Street 57. Bung Hatta never regretted his decision. Bung Hatta daily activities after his retirement with arguments, the income of writing books and teaching. In 1979, Bung Hatta hit this line, and in the end, Muhammad Hatta birthday his life on 14 March 1855 and Cipto Mangunkusumo, Jakarta. The next day, he was congratulated as his resident in Diponegoro Street 57, Jakarta, and on the ground in the reign of the Cookman. Jakarta was greeted with a state ceremony led directly by Adam Malik as vice president of that time. He was included as a proclamation hero in 1986 by the Suharto government. On 7 November 2012, Bung Hatta officially, together with Karno, was appointed by President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono as a national hero. Agensi BPO-PKI formed a small committee challenge night committees with the task of progressing the proposal and the concepts of the member on the basis of the states of Indonesia. Then, on August 9, 1945, Bung Hatta, together Bung Karno and Rajiman Wojo Diningrat, invaded to Vietnam, denied to Atlantic as chairman and vice chairman of Committee Preparation of Indonesia Independence (PPKI). The inauguration is done directly by Commander of Soldier Asiagen T. Raichi. The peak on August 16, 1945, there was a Renasdrenglok event the day where the Bung Karno and Bung Hatta kidnapped and broke to a house belonging to one of the leaders of PTA, Dijo Ki Xiao. In a small to Renasdrenglok, West Java, on the 17th of August 1945, the everyday inviting by the people of Indonesia. The official Sukarno proclaimed independent on the road Pagagasan, 856 Jakarta at 9 o'clock. And the next day, on 18 August 1945, Hatta officially elected as very president of the First Republic of Indonesia, to accompany President Sukarno. During his tenure, Bung Hatta were very present, even in a very agree to saving the Republic by maintaining the Linggarjati script of the KNIP plenary session in Malang held on 25 February. 6 March 1947 and result of Linggarjati approval was ratified by the Central Indonesia National Committee (KNIP) for 11 years. Hatta served as vice president. Finally, on July 20, 1956, Hatta wrote a letter to the chairman of the House with container with he wanted to resign as vice president. The House rejected subtly and silenced the letter. The Bung Hatta wrote the same letter. Finally, at the House of Representatives session of November, Finiging organization would later become a political organization with insult of Ki Hajar Dewantara, Kopto Mongokusumo, and Duos Dekker. In 1923, Hatta became treasurer and caregiver of the Indian men's magazine which was renamed Indonesia Merdeka. In 1924, an organization changed its name in the beginning. In 1926, he became chairman of the Indonesia Association. As a result, he was late in completing his study. Under his leadership, Indonesian Association get changed. This association is more concerned with the development of movement in Indonesia by giving many comments and many reviews in mass media in Indonesia. In 1927, he attended a language against imperialist colonial oppression and for national independence trial in Vancouver. For 25 September 1927, Hatta with Ali Sastrowijoyo, Nasir Datuk Pamurja, and Majin Jojo Hamingrat arrested by the drug authorities on charge of following the forbidden part liquor to someone. Engaging in rebellion in Indonesia PKI from 1926 1927 and inscribed in order against two dark kingdom. Muhammad Hatta himself was in law of 3 years in prison in Rotterdam. He was also accused of escaping, but all of accusations he received in his speech Indonesia independence at the Rizkon Restraint on 22 March 1928. On December 8, 1941, the Japanese Army attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, distributed the Pacific West, and after the Pearl Harbor, the Western took control of a number of regions, including Indonesia. Then Hatta and Syahrir on the move in February 1942 to Sukabumi after a day's stay in Surabaya, and take the train to Jakarta. When approaching in proclamation on 22 June 1945, the proclamation of Indonesia Independent Investigation. Drs. Muhammad Hatta was born with the name of Muhammad Attar and is known as Bung Hatta. Born on 12 August 1902 on the hill heights Sumatera West. He is born of the proclaimer of independence of the Indonesian Republic, which is known to be honest, simple, and authoritative. Muhammad Hatta was born from the couple Jamil and Siti Soleha. His father was a descendant of the most distinguished classes in the rock of West Sumatra, while his mother came from a Mexican family on a high hill. He was born with the name of Muhammad Attar, that comes from Arabic language, that means fragrant. He is the second child after the Rakyat born in 1900. Since childhood, he was been educated and raised in the family environment that bodily implement the teaching of Islamic. On 10 November 1945, Hatta married to Rahmi Hatta and incarnia three daughters named Mutia Rafia Hatta, Hatta Rabiah Gemala, and Haliah Nuriah Hatta. Muhammad Hatta first went to formal educate in a private school. After 6 months, he moved to the people's school and was next to his brother Rafiah. He then moved to Els in the field until 1913, then went on the mule until 1917. Besides general knowledge, he had studied regionals to Muhammad Jamil Jambe, Abdullah Ahmad, and some other scholars. Business the family treats affect the attentions of Hatta to the economy. In the field, he now becomes who either a business Indonesian member and are also active in young Sumatranans born tradespeople. This activity is still inconvenient. When he went to school in Paris Prince Hendrik School and movement and the struggle the dead Muhammad. It was the political movement. He began with school in Headless Hook School during school 3 and he entered SST. The heir is Haid Muhammad Hatta was born with the name of Muhammad Hattar and is known as Bung Hatta, born on 12 August 1902 on the hill high Sumatra West. He is one of the proclaimers of independence of the Indonesian Republic which is known of the honest, simple and older faith. Muhammad Hatta was born from the couple Jamil and Siti Soleha. His father was a descendant of the most distinguished freed in the rock of West Sumatra, while his mother came from Medcaran family on a high hill. He was born with the name of Muhammad Hattar that comes from Arabic lands dominant fragrance. He is the second child after the Rakyat born in 1900. Since childhood, he has been educated and raised in the family environment that all be independent the teaching of Islam. On 10 November 1944, Hatta married to Rahmi Hatta and in dikarunia 3 daughters named Mutia Faria Hatta, Hatta Hariah Gemala, and Hariah Nuriah Hatta. Muhammad Hatta first went to formal education in private school. After 6 months, he moved to the people's school and was next to his brother Rafiah. He then moved to Els in the fields until 1913, then went on to Mulo until 1916. Besides general claims, and he had studied religions to Muhammad Jamil Jambe, Abdullah Ahmad, and some other scholars. Besides the family after effect the attention of Hatta the economy. In the field, he now merchants who either business union member and are also active in young Sumatran born as treasurer. This activity is still in continue when he went to school in Paris Prince Hendrik School. The movement and the struggle the Muhammad Hatta did was the political movement. He began with school in Hedwell's school, during school 3 and entered in picnicking organization, which later became a political organization with the influence of Ki Hajar Dewantara, Kapto Mangunkusumo, and Dawar Dekar. In 1923, Hatta became treasurer and caregiver of the Indian Means magazine which was written Indonesia Merdeka. In 1924, the organization changed its name to It Disfiguring. In 1926, he became chairman of the Indonesia Association. As a result, he was late in completing his study. Under his leadership, Indonesia Association got changed. This association is more concerned with the development of movement in Indonesia by giving many comments and many reviews in mass media Indonesia. In 1927, he attempted a language against imperialism, colonial oppression, and for national independence. Trial in Frankfurt on 25 September 1927, Hatta with Ali Sastrowijoyo, Nazis Datu Pamunja, and Madji Jojo Migrat arrested by the dark attention on change of following the Forbidden Party linked to Semaung. Engaging in rebelling in Indonesia PKI from 1926 and 1927 and inscribed in order against the Dark Kingdom. Muhammad Hatta himself was in Wulau for 3 years in prison in recruitment. He was also accused of escaping, but all the accusations rejected in his speech Indonesia Independence and School hearing on 22 March 1928. On December 8, 1941, the Japanese Army attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. This triggered the Pacific Wars, and after the Pearl Harbor, the was shown to control of a number of legions, including Indonesia. Then Hatta and Sherry on the move in February 1942 to Sukabumi after a day's stay in Surabaya and take the train to Jakarta. When approaching the proclamation on 22 June 1945, the preparation of Indonesia independent investigation agency PPUPKI formed a small committee with the task of processing the proposal and the concept of the member on basic of the state Indonesia. Then on August 9, 1945, Bung Hatta together with Bung Karno and Rajiman Widi Diningrat invited to Vietnam delayed to in Atlantic of Carmen and face Carmen of commitment. Reparation of Indonesia independence. PPKI. The inauguration is done direction by the Commander of Southeast Asia Game. The peak on August 19, 1945, there was a dance dangling event the day where the Bung Karno and Bung Hatta met and broke to a house belonging to one of the leaders of the Peta, Jao Kixiong, in a small two-dance dangling West Java. On the 17th of August 1945, the very day inviting by the people of Indonesia, the official Soekarno proclaimed independence of the Road Pegasaan, aged 56, Jakarta at 10 o'clock, and the next day, on 18 August 1945, Hatta was officially elected as Vice President of the First Republic of Indonesia to accompany President Soekarno. During his tenure, Bung Hatta was very persistent, even in a very angry tone, saving the Republic by maintaining the Linggarjati script at the KNIP plenary session in Malang held on 25 February, 6 March 1947 and result of Linggarjati approval was resisted by the Central Indonesian National Committee (KNIP). For 11 years, Hatta served as Vice President. Finally, on July 20, 1956, Muhammad Hatta wrote a letter to Chairman of the House with container that he wanted to raise in Vice President. The House rejects his summons and selects the letter. Bung Hatta wrote the same letter. Finally, at the House of Representatives sessions on November 30, 1956, the House approved the request of Muhammad Hatta. After resting from his post, he and his family moved home from the road of a free field south 13 to Diponegoro. Seat 57. Bung Hatta never regretted his decision. Bung Hatta daily activities after his retirement were augmented the income of writing book and teaching. In 1979, Bung Hatta held description, and in the Muhammad Hatta birthday, his last on 14 March 1855 at Cipto Mangunkusumo, Jakarta. The next day, he was congregated at his residence in Diponegoro Street 57, Jakarta, and on the rounds in The land of the coachman, Jakarta, was greeted with a state ceremony led Thursday by Adam Malik as vice president at the time. He was enthroned as a proclaimed hero in 1986 by the Suharto government on 7 November 2012. Bung Hatta officially, together with Bung Karno, with obtained by President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono as national hero.